Hello everyone, this is Cynthia with Wild Ocean again, and today we're gonna basically teach you how to fillet a big fish or a medium-sized to bigger fish. This is a 15-pound triple tail right here, and you'll notice it's very fresh. The eyes are clear, the mouth is beautiful yellow, and then the gills right here. Oh my gosh, the gills. They are, wow, that's just beautiful. Okay, so here's Chris, and then he's gonna teach you how to do it. Now, just to let you know, everyone does it differently, fillet fish. He's going to teach you one way, so go ahead, Chris.
Alright, well, I usually start on this side of the fish. Some people start from the other side. Doesn't really matter. First thing I'll usually do is I'll grab it by the fin because it keeps my fingers away from the knife. And right here you'll see there's a plate right behind the fin. That's the best place to stick the knife in and work your way down towards the belly. We're actually very lucky because the fisherman has already gutted the fish, so we don't have to deal with that. After you've done the downward motion, now you're going to come up and around the head, and up here there's also hard plates that you got to watch out for. Right there's that one, and then it kind of curves forward. So you want to kind of follow that and try and get as much meat as possible. Then you flip the knife over the other direction. You go right down the backbone. As you're going, you can pretty much feel the tip of the knife on the backbone. And if you can't, you're probably a little too high, and you'll have to reinsert the blade. But always do small cuts. That way you only make small mistakes.
And then you pulled the knife through the end tip right there, right?
Right at the tail, you stick it all the way through, so you can get the entire tip off.
Okay.
And what I'll usually do is stick it right in where I just pulled that, and you can run right along the center backbone here with the tip of the knife. Bring it all the way back up. So you have a perfect fillet. And then any spot you mix, you just go back and touch it up all the way to the backbone. Watch out. You get too close, you will get poked, and it does not feel well.
That is not fun.
I usually turn the fish around to go ahead and get this side off, since it's a bigger fish. If it's a smaller fish, you could go completely from this side. But with a bigger fish, if you do that, you're likely to tear some of the meat. Come back around here and stick it right in the gut opening, and just work your way back towards that tail piece that you cut up already. Once you got that, just keep on working until you get towards the backbone again. And once you get the backbone, you just kind of angle the knife upward just ever so slightly to work it up that backbone on that side. And come back over here. Freed the entire back half. Now the only thing holding the fillet on is the rib cage. To do the rib cage, you hold the meat up like this, and you just stick the tip of the knife right along the rib cage to try and separate the meat all the way up. And right here is actually what we call a pin bone, and it attaches directly to the rib cage, and that's what you have to separate. Once that's separated, you turn the knife the other direction and basically just push it along the rib cage all the way down. And there you go.
Wow, I'm impressed. Alright, so you want to teach us the other side?
I can do that. And this is basically what you're looking for. You can see all the bones. I mean, right here, this is where I missed meat. Here and here. It'll happen. The more you do it, the better you get.
Now, isn't this part a little harder?
The second half of the fish does get a little bit harder. The reason I actually start on the other side is that side was always harder for me when I used to start on this side. This actually is a lot easier than the other side once one half of it's gone. The reason being, the head makes the fish angle upward, so you don't have a level surface to work with. But I basically start off the same way. I will grab the fin, and this one happened to be hit right there by the gaff when they were pulling it out of the water. So they already started the cut, which is nice. Turn it around again. Go right up towards the head. And try and, when the knife stops, that's bone. So you turn the knife around. And once again, just I'm going in maybe that far on the knife, because if I go any further than that, I might make a mistake that I'll lose a bunch of meat. Just work your way down the backbone just like you did the other side. When you get down to the end again, stick it all the way through and work your way out the back.
And mind you, you want a really flexible knife for this, a really sturdy, flexible knife.
And you just go back and you just slowly work your way towards the backbone this time. The more confident you get, the farther in your knife will go. And once you can feel the backbone like that, you can hear it. It's always an easy way. And once again, I turn it around. And this time this cut really helps because that's where you're going to stick your knife in. These scales can be a pain though.
Yeah, especially on a triple tail.
Yeah, bigger the scales, the harder they are.
Yeah.
And the only difference here is we leave the scales on because we're going to remove the skin, compared to a fish where you're going to leave the skin on, you'll remove the scales and then cut it. And that makes it a lot easier. You don't have to deal with the scales afterwards. Of course, scaling is a whole nother issue on a fish this size.
Especially a triple tail.
So once again, I find that center backbone and I work my knife along it. I'm trying to stay as close to the bones as possible so I don't lose too much meat. Flip it around again. Should be similar position. So now once again, all I have is the rib cage attached. I'm gonna go up the back of the rib cage, trying to cut that pin bone again. And then work my way down the rib cage.
Beautiful. Get this little droplet. That's what happens when you deal with fish.
And then there you go. There's both sides.